Is anyone else the type of person that goes to an airport, has to go to the gate that's listed, only to make sure that it's still there? That's exactly what I was doing. So now I've gotten through at LAX. Plan is now to head to Vegas, which would be interesting. So I'm going to be in Vegas for one night, and then I actually depart, I think it's 8 p.m. or 7 p.m. or something like that. So I'm not even there for 2 days, but it's going to be really interesting to capture the entire journey, walking the entire strip. Hopefully going to take you guys along on the journey. Now to make sure that my flight's actually happening, I'm looking at one of these boards, so swing it around so you know what I'm looking at. All right, so my flight is at 12:45. Here we go. 56. Perfect. So this is, I guess, the domestic part of the airport. And it's 10:50. I had a nice breakfast, which you guys would have seen. Now it's just a matter of figuring out whether I want to have food. The flight is only an hour long, and it's only an hour long, and I'm going to be, I guess, maybe having a snack on the plane, so I don't know if it's worthwhile eating something. But my gate is down this way, so I'll go check out the gate, make sure it's there, and then head across to eat something. I wonder what they have. I've gone through pretty much 3-4 days now in America, and I still haven't had Macca's yet. I remember having Macca's when I came last time, so it was like 10 years ago. And I remember having it and realizing that their small here is like our large back at home. I also found it was a lot cheaper, but again, we've gone through the pandemic, so I wonder what it's actually going to be like. And yeah, suss it out, but I don't know if they've got Macca's here. They've got some farmers market thing on this side, which is probably where I'm going to end up. But given that my flight's not till 12:45, I can probably hold off for another 40 minutes before I have to board, and then I can have some food at that time as well. I want to find a location where I can sit down and just smash out some emails, because I feel like yesterday I didn't get a chance to, and they're starting to pile up. And generally when I'm talking about emails, the ones that I get are inquiries. So people that view the channel, the main channel, Personal Finance with Ravi Sharma. I'll usually respond to people that contact me. Outside of that, it's like mainly internal emails. But with those internal emails, the other teammates are basically attending to all those. So although they pop up in my inbox, I'm not really having to attend. Although I still want to keep an eye out on it. So every day I'll go through and look at what's actually happening. This is my gate here, 56, Spirit Airlines. So I'm going on their equivalent of like business class. It was super cheap, so I thought if I'm paying an extra $50, I may as well get the extra room as well, extra space. So that's the whole idea. And so I don't know if I'll show you that because it's pretty uneventful. I also realized that while I was editing my first vlog, which should be coming up, or coming out, you've probably already seen it by now. But in that one, I didn't actually show you what the business class seats look like in United. And again, I prefer Qantas, but I'll show you guys on the on the way back home. And that's going to happen in a couple of days. So thing is, I'm probably just going to chill near the gate, get my steps in now, but I'll go chill near the gate and smash out some emails. All right, we're here. Now, I'm staying at the Palazzo, which is on one end of the strip, near the Sphere, and I want to be going to Luxor, which is where I stayed 10 years ago. So, fortunately, you're stuck with me for an hour. Well, that's how long it's going to take me. I'm not sure if I'll capture everything from start to finish, but casinos are everywhere. As soon as we get out of this area, then I'll give you an update as to what I'm going to do. But whole idea behind Vegas was two things. One was nostalgic trip 10 years later, not just for myself, but I went with a crew of people. So I was part of a dance crew, and it's probably a little known fact. So I was part of a dance crew, and we had actually performed in San Diego and LA, the Anaheim, and that was 10 years ago, so that's why we came. Now there was about 20 of us, and I think there's still about 8 or 9 of us that still keep in contact. So I thought this would be a really cool idea, is if I was to go to Vegas, again, I was already in LA, so an hour down, I could hit 2 birds with one stone. Number one is, let me see how I can get out. Yeah. Number one was I would be able to share the nostalgic memories with them as well, send it through WhatsApp, show them the vlog, go back to exactly where we were, because it was a very memorable trip. And then 2 was I could shoot with someone who I'm going to show later in the vlog, who is really big in the real estate space, but here in LA as well as, I've taken the wrong exit, freaking hell. It's confusing. All right, where do I want to go? That's how I came. It's on the left. Anyways, yeah, so the other thing that I was going to do is shoot content, which is a YouTube video with someone. So wait till the end of this video and you'll probably recognize him. He's quite big in the space of real estate in the US, but also social media in general. I think he's one of those people that really excelled during the pandemic, where he was able to grow his business and really leverage, social media to grow that. So what we're going to do is we're going to head down. Now I reckon timing wise this is perfect. So it's 4:30. Sun probably comes down in the next 45 to an hour. So we should get some really nice lighting, hopefully, although it looks like it's all shade. And we're going to go through and see what Vegas is like. Again, I'm only here for 24 hours and I'll show not just my face, but I'll show around if I see anything. Treasure Island is an older hotel. It's an older hotel. It's been here for ages. And this is the one that I'm staying at. It's the Palazzo, which is attached to the Venetian. And behind there is the Sphere. And that's what we'll be able to see from my room. So I think I've done a room tour already on my Instagram, but given that that video won't be active anymore, you can just check out the vlog later in. Hey, what's going on?
What's going on? Like what?
So, yeah, so we'll head off, see what the vibe is. Hopefully you guys can hear me all right. I've got the little mic on as well, which is cool. And yeah, we're just gonna spend the next, 45 minutes. It takes an hour to get there, but let's spend the next half an hour together, experience the Vegas Strip. Maybe you've been here before, maybe this brings back memories, maybe you've never been here, but this is my version of it. Now, I get asked, well, you're going to Vegas, are you going to party up? No, I'm by myself. Number 2 is, am I going to go see anything? I'm going to go see the Sphere, this experience that they've got, which is new, which is cool. Last time I came, I think, I don't think I did any shows either. One show that I did want to see, but unfortunately timings aren't going to work out, is the Michael Jackson one Cirque du Soleil thing, but timings won't work out. So it was either the Sphere or that, and I feel like the Sphere was more important for me. And the idea is that I'm not going out, not drinking, but I will gamble a little bit. How much, I'm not sure, but play some blackjack, I suppose. And we're just stuck at a light, so I'm just going to pause the video. Now, one thing you'll see behind me and around, I guess, is this red scaffolding thingy, and that's for the Formula One. So I didn't know this, but the Formula One is happening on the 21st here. So what we're going to see in a little bit is areas of the Vegas Strip as well as just around the Strip as well that are completely blocked off. This will be able to show you really nicely. So they've got barricades across there. That's going to be the track. And then this up here will be like the viewing station areas. So yeah, that's going to be cool. That's what a cop car looks like. So this is the first part of the resort. So it's like the Venetian, and then right next to it is the Palazzo. Obviously gets busier at night as well. One of the things I find super annoying here is that when you're crossing here and you press the button to walk, there's actually no notification that you can walk now. So obviously if you keep paying attention, you'll see the little walking sign change. But if you're not paying attention, there's nothing that's like sound-wise happening. So I think I've become used to it now with what happens in Sydney, which is you hear it and then you're like, oh cool, I got to pay attention. But yeah, I can see it so often where like people are just waiting. They don't know that they can walk now. And the other thing is, people don't really stop here at like the crossing, the zebra crossing. I don't even know if that's what it's called. I remember it as a kid. And it's really cool. They've got a few grocery stores here, and I actually don't, for one of the first times ever, have breakfast included in my stay. It just didn't make sense. I think it was going to cost like 80 USD to have breakfast, so that didn't make any sense. So instead, I'm going to have to get something. Downstairs from where I'm staying, and I'll show you guys a little bit later, where I'm staying you have, there's always something happening. There's actually a Starbucks downstairs, so I can have that. Otherwise, I've seen 2 Walgreens, and I'm just going past Subway now, so plenty of options. I think the next 24 hours, I'm going to try and maximize everything I can do here. I've got tonight, which is Vegas. Tomorrow, I land in LA, I think at 8 p.m. Go straight to the hotel, chill. I'll be in downtown LA, so it's going to be different. And I'm going to go check out, a couple of things, just walk around. And I guess the next day, I don't fly out till like 10 p.m. So pretty much have all day in LA just walking around. One thing that I have noticed as well is, and you probably noticed it if you've seen, I guess, the first episode of the vlog, is my confidence to do this in front of people. I think there's 2 things. Number one is, I don't really know anyone here, and I don't think I'm going to meet anyone here and see him again. So that's number one. Number 2 is, I feel like because it's so busy, everyone's in their own world. I've just got to have the same mentality for when I get back home, because yeah, this shit's nerve-wracking. And I remember like when I was at the airport and I was doing this, I was like, bruh, this is so out of my comfort zone. So as part of this entire journey of vlogging and just being more casual on camera with you guys, I think one, you'll get to see the real me. I mean, although I've got so many videos out there now, especially with the behind the scenes stuff at the office, but also just ongoing content on the channel, that is me. But I think you get to know me a little more personally now, outside of work, outside of professional Ravi. You'll find that there's pretty much no difference. What's this place? Pizza Cake. I don't know, is it like a dessert place? All right, where are we coming up to? So on the right-hand side, up here, we're gonna see Caesar's Palace. And if that sounds familiar, it is, because it's from The Hangover. My mum loves that movie.
The sphere.
Sphere's down that way.
All the way down.
Who's this guy? Mastermind. Oh, that's the show that's not the show I wanted to watch. That's just a tribute thing. But the one I wanted to watch was Hectic. Maybe I'll stay quiet for a little bit and you can enjoy what's happening around. Probably gonna get copyright at some point too, which means some people around the world will never see this, but that's okay. Oh, here we go. Bloke swearing to me. Bloke swearing to me. I don't think I can show you what they're doing.
You guys not going to Town Nightclub?
Anyways. No, thank you. All right. There's a lot of that, by the way, here. But very similar to anywhere around the world, like Thailand and stuff. You know, those types of shows. Not my vibe. All right. Hopefully it's all capturing it all right. Found that with this camera, you just got to get framing right. Sometimes they're a bit off. Yeah, so over here, you can drink, smoke, while you're just walking on the main street. Oh, that would have been cool if I stayed an extra day. It's going to be Usher's performing tomorrow night. I don't know if you heard that, but Usher's performing tomorrow night. So if I had stayed an extra day, I would have gone there. But yeah, I suppose there's only so much you can do if you're going to spend 24 hours here, which I'm completely okay with because this was like a secondary purpose. You know, the main reason for me coming was to do LA and do the Spotify event. And so this is just a bonus. Dunkin' Donuts, I haven't had that yet. Definitely will be back to Vegas and to America, but I don't think I'll be coming back by myself unless I'm doing another trip with like Spotify or YouTube or something like that. But if you guys subscribe to the channel, like the videos and share them, then perhaps I'll be able to capture more content because I'll be traveling a little bit more. But again, this channel is not supposed to be about, you know, travel. It's more around life, documenting my boring life. And it's weird because I started this vlog with the intention that, oh wait, let me cross. That's a strip, by the way. Can we go this way? Alright. Just gotta do that a couple more times and we'll get there real quick. Or not get there at all. There we go, thank you. See what I mean? It's just weird, like you've got to preemptively go, hey, like give me way. Whereas back at home, it's like, no, please, you first. Anyways, so this is Caesar's Palace. It's huge. And they've got a nightclub in there called Omnia. And it seems like Steve Aoki and Tiesto are playing there. Once upon a time, that was of interest to me. And it is no longer an interest to me. I guess when you spend so much time, I was a DJ in previous life and used to promote at all the major nightclubs in Sydney. So if you didn't know that about me, that is the reason why I am not so interested in that sort of things anymore. This place can be wild in like an hour or two. The sun does go down very quickly and it's getting super cold. That's the Palazzo over there, next to Caesar's Palace. I think they're all connected as well, so you should be able to walk through all of them. This is Gordon Ramsay's kitchen. Again, if I was maybe a foodie, I'd probably come here, but no thank you. Oh, that's happening this weekend. Is Mike Tyson and what's Logan Paul's brother, Jake Paul. They're fighting this weekend. Who do I think's going to win? Doesn't matter. I'm not going to watch it. I think I watched like one or two of his fights and I was like, this is so boring. Plus, I'm not much of a boxing fan anyway. I'm more of a UFC fan, and that's happening this weekend too. It would have been cracker if it was happening in Vegas. Then 100% I would have gone. But it's actually John Jones and he's back. But I think they're fighting. Where are they fighting? I don't actually know. And then Michael Chandler and Charles Oliveira. All right. Well, if you haven't been to Paris and you haven't seen the Eiffel Tower, there we go. It's the real thing. I went to Paris when I was, how old was I? I was 20. So I was actually 19 and I turned 20 the day that I got back. Feels like such a lifetime ago. But yeah, that was almost, what now, 12 years ago, 32 now. And I did Kentucky, so a real shock to the system. Okay, see, if we didn't have the whole F1 thing going on, this would be completely open, so we could just go straight through. This is why I think it's going to take me longer than an hour to do this. But get the steps in. We'll see what happens. But yeah, timing-wise, I think we've done this well. Hopefully it doesn't get too cold by the time I get back. I also think I'm going to have to Uber it back, because I don't think I'll make it back in time to the Sphere and eat before that happens as well. So it's a choice I've got to make. But I really want to go and check out Luxor. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to come back on time, which is okay. Just got to power through. Doing a magic trick. Magic shows. Alright. Might rest this now. And we'll catch up again later on the strip. So we're inside the Palazzo now. I tried to go down that way, but the sidewalk's closed. So I figured I may as well show you what's inside here. And it's like all high-end luxury brands. Show you around. It's crazy because this is forming the actual hotel, the resort. I'm hoping that I'll be able to get out the other side and then the sidewalk will sort of continue. And that won't be really an issue when I decide I'm coming back by Uber anyway. It's just a matter of getting there. I'm working up a sweat though. My watch thinks I'm working out. At least I'll be able to close all my rings. Alright, well let's go suss out what's going on here. I don't remember coming to the Palazzo last time. Can I go out that way? Probably not. Gotta walk all the way through. Yeah, so I don't know if I remember coming here last time. What I did was we went to Caesar's Palace and we had the buffet there. These guys have a buffet as well. Unless it was here. No, all the places look the same. Somehow we're now doing a tour of their casino. I don't know if it's this way. It says Convention Center and Hotel Lobby. So if there's a hotel lobby, there must be an exit as well. One would think. Imagine how much money these places would make. How much money people would lose as well. Okay, update. I'm still walking, but to give you an idea of what's happening around me, bruh, crazy. And what I did find was something of great interest to me is this. Let's see if I can zoom in. Oh yeah, it's M&M World. So I'm gonna go there, but not right now because I'm on a mission. Wow, that's zoomed in. All right, we're back on. Okay, so as I was mentioning earlier, there's a lot of detours now. You can't just walk straight. And the time now, and you probably have noticed, like, since this vlog started, is how the sun's come down. It actually does come down very quickly, but I've realized that I think we're entering the winter here. So that would make a lot of sense. And given that it's almost winter, the fact that it's like, you know, sunny and nice to be around outside reminds me a lot of Sydney. LA was definitely like that, and I think it's a little bit colder here. But okay, so they've got, this area is like themed as New York. That's MGM Grand. I think that's where they have, hold up. I might just mute this whole thing out. Maybe I should have just spoken the whole way through. Oh shit, they got Hershey's chocolate world too. Not a big fan of Hershey's, but anyways. Okay, so now that we're getting closer to Luxor, I'm starting to remember a few things from 10 years ago. So MGM Grand I remember, and that's because there's a club in there called Hakkasan. And the 7 or 8 people that I went to Vegas with will definitely remember that we tried to get in, but we couldn't get in. I can't remember why. I know that we went to 2 nightclubs. We went to Marquee and we went to EXO. And EXO was crazy because I think Lil Jon was playing that night. And all I remember is there was a stampede at some point. Obviously, there's only so much you can remember from back then. But a friend of mine, he knows who he is, he actually had a really good time that night and ended up in hospital. So Beeps ended up taking him to the hospital, and he remembers it like so differently that evening because after having gone out, he had to go spend time at the hospital. Not because it was for him. So I definitely won't end up in that situation, which is nice. Oh, okay, check this out. Statue of Liberty. New York, New York. Very nice. Okay, now we have another detour. Would have normally have just gone straight through. Not happy about that, but you know, it's all right. What can you do? A few extra steps. Always take the steps, guys. Now, one thing that I've definitely realized on this trip is that it's all well and good. I know it's somehow going to bring in personal finance on this channel. Is that although it's good in your 20s and 30s to be saving and, you know, wanting to buy property and all that and whatnot, it's very important you travel while you can travel. What I mean by that is, if you think about a trip like this, it's not possible. I should probably take a thumbnail here. Because I've seen so many people on this trip, young people too, but more so older, that are in like wheelchairs and just not able to, you know, get around. And I think it's such a big thing that you take for granted. Like, I'm doing this walk now. Oh, yeah, my feet are sore, but I'm still walking and I can walk. So I think there's that balance between, I wonder if I can go down here. Oh, there's more people down this way. Let's go down this way. Is that people take it for granted. I know I do. And I'm so fortunate that in my 20s and now in my early 30s, despite the pandemic, oh shit, I see a sign for Luxor. We're close. We're close. Yeah, despite me, you know, investing in real estate and investing, saving, worked really hard in my 20s. But it wasn't because I just wanted more and more and more. I managed to get the first couple and that was hard. But then after that, it was, you know, it was all about using the equity from one to get to the next one. So it wasn't as hard to get into the other properties, right? Just trying to figure out how we get there. Now we're gonna have to go through here, I suppose. But we're close. Anyways, but what I did do was I traveled a lot. And I'm saying more than the average. A lot for myself when I look back and I think about it. I think I was doing like maybe 2 to 3 international trips a year, which again is like such a privilege. Okay, where are we going now? I don't even know where we are. So yeah, you've got to find that balance. And that's where I think it really comes down to personal choice. This is why, for me, I don't really care for, you know, spending $300-400 at dinner back in Sydney for ambiance and, you know, again, because I'm not a foodie, I can't really comment on it. Holy shit, there's ice cream. See what I mean? And get satisfied with like stuff that's really cheap. Look at this. Oh, what flavors? Oh, wow. Nutella Coffee Crunch. Italian cookie. Wow. Oh, wow. That got me salivating. All right, hotel lobby. What hotel is this? Excalibur? Okay. As you can tell, they all look very similar inside. That's why it gets so confusing. And also why I can't remember if I've ever been here. Here I definitely haven't been. You could be in here for hours and you wouldn't know, like day, night. All right, now if that's the lobby, I don't know if I can go out this way. What does it say? My eyesight's terrible despite me having glasses. What's this say? Resort Tower, Tab Sports Bar. No, wrong way. We made a mistake. Okay. We're close. Let me see what's going on with Google Maps. All right, let me show you what I'm seeing. All right, maybe I'll just stop over here. Okay, casually just stop around here. All right, so what am I looking at? So we're here and I want to get there. So obviously it's going to be back behind me, but we're very close. And where we came from was up here somewhere. That's the Venetian, so we've done well. All right. The adventure continues. For the 5 people that are still watching, thank you. This is such a surreal experience. You know, I had no plans to go to the US, especially this year. I definitely wanted to go to the US, but I had always said to Sanjo that we'll go, but we'll do like a major trip in the US. Automatic doors. Yes. They're just really slow. Okay, where are we going now? Is it this way? Yes, it is this way. Oh, there it is, Luxor. I just realized I was pointing to myself. Yeah, so I had no plans to come to the US. I don't know if you can see that. It's Luxor over there. That's where we want to head to. And if you've forgotten as to why we want to head that way, the reason is that I was here 10 years ago as part of a dance crew, and I've always thought, if I ever go back to Vegas, I'm going to go check it out and see how different it is. It's like watching a movie or reading a book after you've had some life experiences, and then you go and have a different perspective on the whole thing. So I find that really cool. I also found out that, because I'm someone who really likes watching things again and again, hence watching The Office, and I also watch movies again. And Sanjo thinks it's a bit weird because it's like, but you already know what's going to happen. And I was like, yeah, I know, like, but I still want to experience it and enjoy it. She was like, I don't get it. Like, if you already know what the ending's going to be about, like, what's the point? But apparently there's a concept, or there's, I don't know what it's called, concept or whatnot, but there's a reason, or actually theory, as to why people want to watch things they've already watched. And it's that apparently makes them feel calm. And so in my world, obviously there's a lot of moving pieces with work and everything that happens at work, but also on a personal front. Obviously, you know, the wedding's happening, there's a few other projects that we're working on, and constantly just, you know, moving forward. And with that, wait, where should I go? Oh, maybe I can go this way. Good idea. Wait, where's that going to take me? No, maybe I'll go this way. All right, hold up. Let's see if they hold up for me. Yes, thank you. Just never know. This part's way quieter because we're now like closer to the airport. And yeah, Luxor is like one of the first hotels that will come up on the strip. And I remember staying there because it was the cheapest. It was the cheapest for what we wanted. And obviously there was like, you know, 20 of us, so it would have made sense, and everyone's got different budgets and whatnot. But yeah, we're talking about 20 years ago. Also, so many people smoking cigars. I feel like smell someone smoking weed or some shit, because it's such a like pungent smell. Okay. Just gotta focus. Thank you. Oh, that was metro. Metro, tram, something like that. Here we go. To Luxor. Alright, so what the hell was I saying? Yeah, why I like watching movies again and again. But I am watching the playlist, which is that Spotify show I was telling you guys about in vlog 2 maybe. And the main dude who's the founder was the guy that was, well, not the actor obviously, but the guy whose story was portrayed was the guy who was presenting at Spotify. So every time he's doing something, I'm like, man, I saw that dude. That's so cool. All right, so Mandalay Bay is right next to Luxor. Okay, let's see how much I remember. So it's like themed as like the pyramids and Egypt and whatnot. So should be on the right. We should see a massive pyramid. It is so quiet down here. Okay, and this is it. Holy shit. It is so quiet. Alright, let's see how much I remember. I might actually put away the camera for a bit because I just want to absorb this myself. Just experience it for what it is. So I'll get you guys back on board soon. The last 10 minutes has been so nostalgic going through this place. And yeah, so I just wanted to, I took a couple of videos on my phone to share with the group that I had gone with, but there's only very few things that can ever replicate that nostalgia. That's why I have Pokemon cards. That's why you'll hear certain shows, or like the intro to certain shows like, you know, Arthur or The Simpsons, and it just takes you back to when you were a kid. Not to better times, but I guess simple times. You're just a kid. What do you know? And so obviously in this case, I was 20, or 21, whatever, 22 actually. And yeah, just a different time of life. And yeah, I'm super grateful for where I'm at now, but just to be able to go through that again, there's not many things in life that can allow you to do that. So I'll take every opportunity because I think nostalgia is so underrated. Yeah, I don't know if you can tell, but how happy I am. And that walk was worth it. The trip down was worth it. Another thing ticked off the bucket list, I suppose. I think it's an ever growing, or I guess not ever growing, but it's just going to be a constant thing, is try and replicate certain things, get nostalgic hits however possible. Sometimes not possible, but yeah. All right, now that I've done this, the walk end to end that I kept walking was 63 minutes. Worth it. I'm not sure how much I captured here. But now the goal is that it is about 5:40 and I need to be back in about an hour. So it's going to take me about 20 minutes on an Uber. And I'm pretty sure I'm going the wrong way. But it's going to take me 20 minutes to go on the Uber. And then I'm going to try and find something to eat. So I want to eat, relax, and then go to the Sphere. And then I'll probably head back to the hotel. And then I probably will just go to the casino down there. I don't think I can capture anything at the Sphere. I'll take some stuff on my phone and then I'll share it here in the vlog anyway. But I don't think I can take this into there. And apparently there's like some cool shit before as well. So it's not just the 50-minute movie thing experience that they have. Where did I come from? Did I come downstairs? No, I didn't come downstairs. I was already here. So I just gotta walk back this way. Yeah, so there's apparently a few other activities that apparently are really cool. So go to that. So end to end, that experience is probably like about 2 hours. So I'm gonna eat definitely before that. So timings have worked out really well. Maybe just, if you have that optimistic mindset, everything works out, always. And if it hasn't, it's not the end. Just gotta remember that. Anyways, I'm gonna go eat, see what I can find. I'm not sure if I have it here or get the Uber and go back closer to home. I'm gonna go to the next way. And yeah, just very happy. So let's see what I can find. I'm thinking maybe Chipotle or something healthy, something light, something fresh. Because yesterday at the viewing suite, like it was a great experience. I've never experienced anything like that. But the food is just, it was just like fried chicken tenders and yeah. And I think the day before when we were at the Spotify event, they also had the same thing. It was like fried chicken tenders. Obviously they had some other fancy stuff, but I don't eat that. So I was stuck with having chicken again, which I'm a big fan of, but not the way they cook it here. Because I feel like they really batter it up. And so you're having more like crunch and batter or whatever that outer layer is versus the actual chicken. Whereas back at home, that's why KFC slaps so hard, because the coating is just enough. Oh, I can't wait to have KFC when I get back home. I'm not even gonna have it here, waste my calories. Yeah, so I'm gonna find something else, maybe some Mexican food. I did find an Italian place. I haven't had pizza here yet, but I'm thinking maybe I'll have that tomorrow because I can walk there tomorrow during the day, but I don't really have the time today. So get an Uber and then get out of here. All right, so I got the Uber here and I wanted to show you the inside of this place. This is the Venetian, which is the hotel right next to the Palazzo, which is where I'm staying. So I ended up getting the Uber here because there's a restaurant that I wanted to go to. It's like a Mexican restaurant, but this is so cool. Like, very cool. Anyways, we're back. So I had a really interesting chat with the Uber driver. He was telling me, well, let me just figure out where I'm going. Restaurant Row? Sounds about right. Yeah, so really interesting chat with the Uber driver. I had asked him, oh, you know, how long have you been driving for, etc., etc. And then he goes on to tell me that he used to be a COO of a real estate investment company. And I was like, how relevant is this? Anyway, so I was like, how did you go from that to doing this? What was the story? And he said that the company was doing some dodgy stuff and he didn't want to be part of it. And I mentioned to him as well, I was like, I'm in the real estate space and you hear so much of that. They just constantly, like, people that reach out, whether they're applying for jobs and whatnot, and I do interviews. Where am I going? North Suites, restrooms, shops, this way. Keep forgetting that the escalator's on the opposite side. And we're taking stairs. Anyways, so he goes on to tell me that, yeah, they were doing some dodgy stuff, and I told him, like, it's so common, even back at home. It blows my mind how other agencies work, whether it's buyers agencies or real estate agencies, and, you know, people not wanting to be part of it, which makes sense. But I also hear stuff like they haven't been paid, like people working at these other buyers agencies, they don't get paid. And I'm like, why are you not getting paid? And I assume it's because they're using the money for something else. But anyways, he then was telling me he's got this mad idea. It actually was a really good idea. So he's thinking about making like a subscription-based home servicing service. I described that really poorly. Basically what would happen is he would offer this service where they would come in every quarter and, you know, change filters in your house, dishwashers, servicing these sort of things. And it was like a subscription base. So I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know if I'm in the right area. Gotta find this restaurant. But it looks really nice in here, so I'll show you that because it's nicer than my face. So they made the sky as well. It's such a mind F. But yeah, it's really beautiful in here. And so I'm looking for a Mexican restaurant. Anyway, so that was his idea, and he's going to implement that in about a month. He was saying that he was waiting for funding, but he had been doing the COO job for 9 years, so it makes me sort of question what he was doing with his money. But anyways, on to bigger and better things, guys. Let's find this Mexican place. How are we doing for timing? 6:11. Okay. Now I really need to be finding it. Oh yeah, so they've created like the gondola rides from Venice, which is really cool. If I don't eat in the next 10 minutes, I'm gonna get really hangry. Should probably ask someone where. Oh, there it is. Ah, that's it. That's the place. Don't need Google Maps. Come on. There's some like ice bar as well next to it. I'm gonna go to the ice bar to get a Coke Zero. All right. So yeah, ended up deciding Mexican is the way to go, and the hotel's right next to this, so I'll be able to go into the hotel, put the camera down, and then there's a walkway straight to the Sphere. So I think the timing could be perfect on this, depending on how quickly I get food at this place. Hopefully it's not busy. People don't eat this early, so that should be all right. All right. Here we go. All right. See you soon. Food is done, and I'm now making my way back to my room, and then I can at least show you guys what the room looks like. And in terms of timing, I think we are cutting it fine. Well, the actual show starts at 7:45, but it's now 7 o'clock. And so I wanted to check out, I guess, the few activities beforehand. But I'll quickly come into here, drop off the camera. All right, I'll show you guys the room as well. All right, so that's the bathroom, and the room's really big. There's nice TV, and then you take a few steps down here, a little guest area, and then check this out. The view's really nice here, but then the view here is the main attraction. How cool is that? Like, it is literally, I've never seen anything like this. And we're gonna head there now. So that's pretty much where I'll leave you guys, because I don't think I can take the camera with me to the actual place. So I'll do that. Food was good. I prefer Guzman. But the fajitas 2 nights ago, when we had the Spotify event up the rooftop, That was phenomenal. That's probably the best Mexican food I've had. And I have no idea how to replicate that again because it was like a catered thing. So I'm gonna head over there now and hopefully I can capture some stuff on my phone, which I can then show you guys as well.
Down around us. We left of our own accord. We turned off the lights.
Okay, so yesterday I ended up going to the Sphere and I'm looking at the Sphere currently. I've got an awesome view. I still can't get over like how amazing it actually looks, and I'll show you in a second. But yeah, I went to the Sphere and honestly, it was scary initially because it's so immersive. And I would say that anyone that's going to Vegas has to check it out. I've never experienced anything like that before. So the ongoing sort of production that they have is called Postcards from Earth or something along those lines. And it goes for about 45 to 50 minutes. I think that's the perfect amount of time because at some point, like at least I felt like it sort of became a little repetitive. But honestly, the first 10 to 15 minutes, I was like speechless. There's a point as well where there's like a spider thing and it jumps out at you, and yeah, I think the whole place was like screaming when that happened. But yeah, awesome experience. I've taken videos and I'll insert them now here. But you know, I don't think anything does it justice. Like you have to come and see it in person and experience the scale of, you know, how they've created this and what they've actually executed on. So I'm going to insert some videos here and then we'll come back to the vlog.
Multiplied, life changed, taking on many forms.
It killed.
So I'm not sure how good it came across in the video. I mean, I'm watching it and I've seen it in real life, so I'm going, yeah, it's definitely not matching up to it. But in saying that, like if you've never seen it in real like life, you're probably going to say that's freaking amazing. Anyway, so straight after that, there's like a walkway. So I'm glad that I stayed here at the Palazzo. This was all by, you know, accident, but I only wanted to go to the Sphere once I found out that it was so close to Palazzo. And so yeah, well, it's worked out really well because they've got like a walkway or bridge that goes straight into the hotel. And so it's so hard not to, I guess, engage in gambling here because as soon as you land at the gate, there's, you know, poker machines. And obviously, if you're seeing it all around you all the time, chances are you're probably going to gamble, especially if you have cash. So anyways, I had the intention to come in, play a couple of hands, and it would be fun because I played blackjack a few times. I played poker as well, but I'm definitely, you know, by no means an expert, so I wouldn't, you know, really bet on that. So I just played blackjack, met a couple of random people, and yeah, it just makes me realize how simple some people are, like even for myself, and the few things that you find in common and you start helping each other. And yeah, it was good fun. So I think I ended up staying there for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half at the same table because the dealer as well, he was so funny. And so in terms of how much I put in, I'm trying to think. So it was 60 plus 300, so about 360, but that's USD. So it's about 500 bucks Australian. And I think I got the 500 up to about 1500 USD. No, AUD. So it was about 1,000 USD. And I was like, yeah, cool. You know, I'm having fun. Anyways, I ended up losing it all, which I think is pretty common for these sort of things. But, you know, for the experience, happy days, great, whatever. Am I addicted to gambling? Definitely not. Would I do it outside of here? Probably not. Definitely not for that long. So again, I think because I was here by myself and I had been walking all day, I think I clocked in 23,000 steps. I was just happy to be having some water, sitting down, having a good chat with some random people, and then called it a night. So yeah, came up, went to sleep fairly quickly. I got about 6 hours of sleep, and that's pretty much on average what I'm getting every day, sorry. This entire week has been about 6 hours a day. I usually at home get 7 hours a night and I'm pretty good. I sound pretty nasally. That's because the AC, I couldn't figure out how to turn it off. So last few nights I had been turning it off at the hotel and then just put on like low after a certain point. But this one I couldn't turn off, and I think it just blew straight into my face. So yeah, not ideal. I'm not sick. Haven't been sick for, I'm going to say maybe 18 months. So pretty happy about that. Now, the plan is that I will go to the gym. Now, apparently, the gym downstairs is phenomenal. It's probably the best in Vegas. So I watched some TikToks about it and I was like, okay, cool. So I was going to work out anyway. Now that the gym's better and it's nicer, I'm definitely going to work out. So I'll go do that, and then I check out, an hour after that. And the plan was that I was just going to chill and walk the strip again, but then I thought, well, I've already done that. So apparently there's like a premium outlet, and so they've got Chipotle there as well. So I thought, okay, I've got to kill some time because I'm going to check out and I don't have to shoot with Ryan. So now basically told you who I'm shooting with, but I'm shooting with Ryan Pineda. I'll put up some stuff around, his socials and, some of the guests that he's actually gone and I guess done podcasts with or shot videos with, and that video should drop on the main YouTube channel, Personal Finance with Ravi Sharma, soon. So subscribe there if you haven't already. But I reckon that's going to be an amazing experience. I'll go to his studio. He's in Vegas as well. So go from the premium mall or premium outlet mall, go across to his studio, shoot there, and then straight from there go to the airport and then head back to LA. And I will be back in LA probably around 8 p.m. By the time I get to my hotel, it's probably going to be 9 p.m. And someone just got done. And then I get back, 9 p.m. into the hotel. I'm probably going to be knackered and go to sleep. The next morning, I will wake up, go to the gym, have breakfast and whatnot. And then I don't fly out till 10 p.m. So I've got a plan, or a loose-ended plan, and it involves me actually going to the cinemas in LA because I wanted to watch Venom, but I wanted to watch that back in Sydney, and obviously by the time I go back to Sydney, I don't know if the sessions will be on anymore. And so it just worked out that there's a session about 1 o'clock, so I'm going to have food, watch the session, chill, and that's going to kill about two hours, and then it'll be about the right time for me to start getting prepped to head back to the airport. So if I had this trip again, I probably wouldn't have gone and stayed in downtown LA because I'm literally going to be there for like the night, which is sleeping, and then a couple of hours during the day. So I'm not sure if that was the right idea. But anyways, the plan is that and then head back to Sydney. And I cannot wait because there are so many exciting things happening on the work front. We've hit all-time highs across a couple of different functions within the business. So I'm really excited about that. The teams have been working really hard. I still, get through emails and stuff, but they're getting sort of out of hand because I'm not being able to catch up. But I reckon I'll be able to smash all of them out before I get onto the flight tomorrow. And the thing is, I land on Monday at 9 a.m. So it means basically my inbox will be cleared. I'm ready to go. And straight after I land, I'll go home, have a shower, and then I'll go straight to the office. So yeah, it's going to be hit the ground running. I've got some plans I've been working on. Obviously, there's a few things that have been, transpiring over the last couple of weeks, which has been cool. And now it's just a matter of like actually executing on those things. And obviously, having met some really influential people, met some inspirational people on this journey with Spotify, it's just given me so much more motivation to go deeper, bigger, and scale up when it comes to the content side of things. So hence why we're here. But yeah, hope you guys are enjoying it so far. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will try and take some behind the scenes of the studio at which I'm shooting at, and I will probably just cover off at a very high level, tomorrow getting onto the flight, and that's about it. And that'll probably bring this vlog to an end and probably bring an end to all the travel vlogging, and we get straight into the boring stuff, which is the daily grind. What am I getting up to? Some of my random thoughts and whatnot. So I was going to say that I will show you this, and this is what I've been viewing. I actually had this, what's going on here? I'm just trying to zoom. I had this open, like the windows open. Well, that's sick. I had the windows open last night, and yeah, it just kept changing. I think it runs all night actually. So I think when you're seeing it in real life, like especially at nighttime, I was watching I think they had made it into like a planet, and it literally looked like a planet. And when you put it into scale, like it looks small somewhat from here, but if you look at it from down where like there's actually people, you'll notice how big this actually is. So yeah, super cool. Anyways, chat soon. All right, chat soon. I've just gotten into my LA hotel, which is pretty much going to be for one night at the Sheraton in downtown LA. To say that I'm a little tired is an understatement. And to be honest, like having gone to the airport, and again, I probably should have done this differently, but going from Vegas to then come to LA, travel half an hour into downtown, and then have my flight tomorrow night, I would have preferred to have probably just stayed in Vegas for the extra day, gone to the airport once, and then from the airport just go home. So yeah, definitely feel like I want to go home now. And I think the fact that I'm not flying out till 10 p.m. tomorrow night means that one, I get to check out the city itself a little bit more, which I'll do tomorrow, but I'll also now catch up on work. But it also brings this blog to an end, and hopefully you guys keep watching the channel, not with the hope that I'm becoming a travel vlogger. Of course, I will have some travel, in the next couple of months actually, and obviously the wedding's coming up too, so I'll take you on behind the scenes of all of that. But as I said, this is the boring vlog. This is where you get to know me a little bit more, building a company, building a legacy, I suppose. And so with that will come, plenty of things that are in Sydney, not just me, going around the world. Now, in terms of, I guess, what I've got planned, well, what I got up to this morning was that I had pretty much the entire day. And so I checked out, well, I first had breakfast, checked out, then I went across to this outlet mall, and I think I'm at that point where I just could not, vlog while I was there. I just wanted to, sort of get my steps in, had some Chipotle, and I felt like I wanted it because I feel like, the last few days before that, I was just having food that was like really fried and things like that. So Chipotle was good. And then from there, I came back to the hotel and I realized I had about 20 minutes before I had to go shoot with Ryan Pineda. So what I ended up doing was I ended up playing a couple of hands of blackjack, and yeah, obviously did really well. And this time I left. So I was forced to leave, obviously, because timings. So I ended up leaving, and I think overall, because I had lost money yesterday and then I made a lot today. So I think all in all, I probably made about 400 USD, which works out to be like 650 bucks, which is not bad because you got an entertaining time, killed some time, and then headed to Ryan Pineda's company, Ryan Pineda's studio. It's called Pineda Company, that's why it's coming to mind. And yeah, got to know him a little bit more, saw the entire studio plus the office itself. So that's just motivated me a lot more as well to, keep doing what I'm doing. And there's so much potential. Like, the thing is, when you're in Sydney or you're in Australia, you get, you think about this cocoon that you're in, and it's like, oh, well, this is what the market leaders are doing, or this is what we're doing, this is how we can do it. And then you go out into the US and you see what is actually possible at what scale. That's the sort of stuff that's really motivating. So yeah, really excited to take this energy back to work, and yeah, just hit the ground running. Tomorrow, I don't fly out till in the evening, so I'm actually going to go and watch a movie. So I'm going to go watch Venom and pretty much have a relaxing time before I get onto my flight, but I would like to go for a workout. I worked out this morning, I'll work out tomorrow morning, and hopefully that gets me really tired for that plane ride back home, because I think it's 15 hours going back. So coming to LA, it was like 13 hours. Going back is 15 hours. So I think in terms of steps, I clocked in another 14,000 steps today, which is pretty good, given that I was also traveling, obviously on the plane. But that pretty much is it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this 3 vlog series of my trip to LA and Vegas and everything that came with it. And I hope you guys stick around, because I've got so much more to share and some really exciting news coming out as well. So
Thank you so much, and subscribe if you like this sort of content.